Hi everybody, it's Thursday night, so we're doing a demo here at Now You're Cooking. We have our friends Sumit and Van from Bombay Mahal. It's actually your dad's restaurant, right?
Our family's
or
restaurant,
your family's restaurant. But they're going to be making a really yummy Chana Masala. It's a dinner for 2 people, so it'll be perfect if you want to try this for Valentine's Day for your sweetie. And we're also going to talk about this awesome beer that they've helped develop, which is an Indian style beer and delicious. Right?
Super smooth.
Super smooth. Before we get to that, I want to just remind everybody that Bath is doing the Bee Bath program again, which means you shop at 4 different shops downtown. Make sure you put your name and phone number on here, and the stores will either print or write the name of the store. Has to be 4 different ones. Pop this in one of our beehives that we have at City Hall or down at the other end of the street down by the Pocket Park. And there's a drawing every week. It's going to be starting, the first one is this coming Monday, and the drawings will go through the end of March, and you can enter to win a $75 or $25 Gift of Bath gift certificate, which can be used at something like 60 businesses downtown in Bath. So really great thing to do, and it helps get people out and about. There's no minimum purchase, so you can go to the candy store and buy yourself a little piece of candy. You can go get a coffee at Cafe Creme, or you can come in here and spend hundreds of dollars on all of your new kitchen equipment. So anyway, that's happening. Next week, Diane is going to be with me here in our kitchen, and we're going to be making really yummy cream horns, which are really fun and really easy. You can do them with the kids. And then Mike is going to be making a cheesecake in a Zavor multi-cooker, which is like an Instant Pot. And we are going to have a sale on Saturday the 26th, which is the middle day of Bath's brand new Winterfest that we're going to be doing here in downtown Bath. So we're going to have those on sale with a gift with purchase, which is going to be a little setup so you can make your own cheesecakes in them. So don't miss that. And I'll do a little recap at the end tonight. But let's get started on the Chana Masala. What is Chana Masala?
Chana Masala, yeah. Well, first of all, we're super grateful. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, no problem.
Really great opportunity. Chana Masala. So to give you a little bit of background, we grew up in our family's restaurant business. Our parents have been in that space for almost 45 years. So today when we were asked to make a recipe, we were thinking of a few different things that could be easy for you folks to get access to, more specifically around ingredients that you might not have readily available. So we condensed it, made it a little bit more friendly, and also for 20 minutes, that format, really wanted to bring you something to spice up your Thursday a little bit. And Chana Masala, it literally means spicy chickpeas in Hindi, and it originates from the part of India that we're from, which is Punjab. It's a state in northwestern India. So from that, we wanted to kind of bring that to life and also kind of walk you through what that looks like.
Cool.
Totally.
Well, I'm excited.
We are too. When we have Chef Sumit here, actually, he definitely cooks more than I do. I'm here to definitely help out as a sous chef. But should we get started, Sumit?
Yeah, let's go for it. So,
nice.
Yeah, we got the pans around like medium, low, medium heat right now. So I'm just gonna throw in the vegetable oil into the hot pan.
Make sure your pan is hot for sure. It makes a little bit of a difference. If you don't have vegetable oil, olive oil is also fine.
So you want to see a little bit of crackling there. And then the next step, we're gonna go in with these cumin seeds. We're just gonna toast these off like very lightly.
Are those whole seeds?
Whole seeds,
yeah, so these are
exactly.
Whole seeds,
You can find those at any supermarket, health food store. I think Hannaford also, those kind of chains also have them as well.
And we also, just for a plug for Now You're Cooking, we sell a lot of the Griffin Ridge spices here
Great
too.
brand.
So.
Make good stuff, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to get that crackling noise. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but your cumin seeds are definitely going to start to have an earthy smell to it and start crackling. That's the sound that you want to hear, which means we're on our way to really roasting those cumin seeds.
It usually takes around like 30 to 60 seconds. You'll see like the cumin seeds will start to kind of like dance around in the pan, like the oil a little bit, and they'll get a little brown color, and you can definitely smell them.
So this is part of the Indian process of cooking as well. We use lots of spices. So as mentioned, we tried to condense as many as we could for today, but these are like your central go-to Indian spices that you should have to come up with a really easy, friendly to use curry. Chana Masala also, we were looking and thinking of different options for dishes and entrees, and we chose this because it's not only vegan and gluten-free, but it's also high in protein. So in that sense, it's something that we used to make when we were in college. It's not that expensive either. So it's a great recipe that our family has passed down to us. And when I have time, I try to make it as well. Great.
Next, we're going to go up with some like chopped ginger and chopped garlic. Some people, they also like to make these into a paste. So it's up to your preference, but we have just them lightly chopped so when you eat them later on, you can kind of still get the whole chunks of garlic. It adds some nice taste.
At our restaurant, those would traditionally be ground up. Today we're using it. We wanted to make it easier for you folks.
And these usually they brown up pretty quickly, so it shouldn't take too long.
And you still have it on high?
Right
High
now,
heat.
still at around like a medium to medium low. You don't want to get these
smells
too
so
browned
good.
off.
Yeah,
So next, then we'll go in with the chopped onion.
chopped onions. And this is building your base. These are all the essentials you need to make a successful Indian entree. It's literally the backbone of any good, solid Indian dish.
And also with these onions, a good idea is to add like a little pinch of salt, just to like, sweat them down, help them reduce a little bit. And then these will probably cook for around a few minutes.
You want to get them golden brown, get them translucent. The salt, like Sumit said, is going to help sweat out the onions. And the smells, you should be able to smell that aroma. That's the aroma of India. That's how our kitchen smells at home.
You should definitely be able to smell this because it's amazing.
Yeah, you can
I mean,
also,
garlic and
yeah.
onions anyway always
Yeah.
smell good, but with those extra, with the cumin seeds in there, it's
totally.
just
Cumin
so
has like
yummy.
a nice, like earthy, toasty, like smell. It's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
You can
really,
also use, a lot of people in India also like to use red onion. So if you want to use red onion, you can also. It's up to you.
So let those sweat out. A couple of minutes on there, probably 3 or 4 minutes, just to make sure that we get those
Yeah.
nice and translucent.
Do you want to talk about your beer
Let's
at all?
do it. Yeah, I'm sipping
While
as
those
well.
are
It's Thirsty
cooking?
Thursday, so have a sip at home if you're drinking. But a cool project that Sumit and I have been working on. So essentially, yeah, we grew up in our family's business. In the 90s, when we moved to the States, a lot of Indian beer companies and also distribution companies never actually wanted to come to Maine. For them, it was actually a loss make on making money delivering Indian beer, wine, spirits, whatever it was. So we always had that in the back of our head when our parents made us work in their restaurant. And as we got older, as we got more experience and went away, I had been living in London for almost a decade. Sumit was in Australia. We came home because of COVID, and our dad put us to work in his business. So from there, we were definitely getting acclimated with all the things of our childhood. And we were like, let's make that idea we had when we were younger to have a beer to go with Indian food a reality. So for those people familiar with the craft beer space, more specifically here in Maine, we teamed up with Alan Pugsley, who is known as the Johnny Appleseed of craft brewing. He is the co-founder of Shipyard, and he's helped some really other successful breweries get off the ground. He's also British, so he really gets that curry culture when it comes to understanding Indian food. And he lived down the road from our parents' house. So it was a really great, literally,
kind of like worked out. Yeah.
it worked out super, super amazingly, being at the right place at the right time. And yeah, we came up to Bombay Mahal in Brunswick, our parents' restaurant. And for almost a year, we definitely tried different types of recipes, really figuring out what we were looking for, trying different regional cuisines, also importing as many beers as we could into Maine to try and sample what we wanted, what we didn't. And yeah, strength to strength, we came up with Rupee, which is our brand. It's a Hellas lager. And from there, it's available now in Maine, actually across 50 different locations, including here. So definitely come by and pick some up. And yeah, it's a beer specifically made for Indian, spicy, robust world cuisine. So we really tried to bring down the carbonation levels, brew with some really interesting ingredients like rice, and more specifically think about that journey of ethnic cuisine. All the beers that we tried didn't necessarily pair well with this segment of cuisine. So yeah, we spent a lot of time in R&D on making sure we could come up with the right recipe.
What is R&D?
Sorry, research and development.
No, I mean,
lot of
it's
drinking.
probably
Yeah,
drinking
a lot
a
of
lot.
drinking.
Of course, totally. Lots of drinking, lots of eating Indian food, but also having a restaurant, a great platform to get feedback from our customers. So we actually got samples from folks as well, really asking them how they felt this beer paired with a chicken tikka masala or a lamb rogan josh, whatever dish we have at our restaurant.
Just gonna jump in real quick. I'm gonna add the tomatoes in now to this. It's been a few minutes. So you can also do like very finely chopped tomato, or you can also, if you want, you can blend it into like a puree if you don't like maybe the thicker pieces of tomato or the skins in there. So it's totally up to you.
Traditionally, it would be pureed. Today, we wanted to make it easy, simple, and this is something Sumit and I would make if we're also at home. So the less preparation and time required, we wanted to make it easy for you guys.
So so I know you brought canned chickpeas.
Yes.
So would you ever use canned tomatoes, or would you say no, use fresh?
You can use canned tomatoes also.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. If you want to make it
Yeah.
easier, you can buy like the tin puree.
Okay.
Like tin puree makes it very simple for people.
Super simple.
It's whatever you have on hand, whatever easy for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is our version of Chana Masala. You'll notice also in India, every family does it so differently. Even from village to village, city to city, you'll see different variations. From the part of India we come from, and also growing up in the restaurant business, we kind of have our own technique of how we do stuff, a little different from the restaurant style as well. But you'll see there's variations. So there's not one specific, I would say, recipe that's, I would say, like known as Channa Masala. We've taken best practices and made it into our own.
So I was talking to your mom earlier. Veena, mom is here. And she was saying that you guys had to actually go through the recipe and figure out how much you're putting in for us, for you guys to have the recipe, because when you cook at home, you just kind of, you know what's going to be good, and you just kind of throw in the spices and
for sure
guesstimate the
An
amounts.
Indian home cook, our parents, our grandparents would never measure. That's a very Western concept. I think in India, it's literally about just ad-libbing, knowing how to have the right pinch of salt, the right pinch of Garam Masala or turmeric. It's intuitive. So I think measuring is definitely a Western thing sometimes. And for our dad, he always says, there's no need to measure. It's all in my head.
I
It's
love
also
that.
up to like preference. If you guys can work with the recipe yourselves later on. If you like something like with more like a toasted cumin, you can add more cumin. If you like not as much spice, you can decrease the spice. So it's up to like whatever you like. You can like adjust the recipe. This is like a good baseline to start out with though.
So you can become a real Indian chef
proper
by
Indian
making
chef.
it once, following the recipe, and then, like Sumit said, just kind of have fun. And those of you that have watched us before, you know that this is how I like to cook. Just throw it in there.
Rustic.
Rustic. Just
Because at the restaurant also we have a different, obviously because there's like some harder to find ingredients you probably won't be able to find at like your local grocery store. That goes into a Channa Masala, like amchur, which is like a dried green mango powder, or like kasuri methi, which is like dried fenugreek leaves. So some harder to like find stuff. So we wanted to make it easy for everybody to be able to get this stuff at their like local grocery store.
sweet.
I'm excited. You should be able to smell the ingredients right now as well. That ginger, that garlic.
How's it look?
It's looking good.
Looking good.
We're getting there.
So to get back to the rupee quickly, so who is making it for us?
So right now it's brewed in Massachusetts, but we're selling it all across Maine. We're also, as mentioned, Alan Pugsley. He was our master beer brewer. He has over 40 years of experience in that business. And more specifically, as mentioned, he's like the godfather of craft brewing in Maine. So he's done some really great projects, and we're really grateful that we were also able to collaborate with him. He is he's an expert in beer, so we're really happy that we were able to get that partnership going. And more specifically, him just having a love for Indian food. So that made a huge difference in the project, and really understanding the flavors of our country, the flavors that we grew up on, and also what we were going for in terms of taste and palate. It's a beer that's super smooth. So our hashtag is literally unforgettably smooth. We wanted to create something light, super refreshing, and also silky smooth. So if you refrigerate it at the right temperature and make sure it's ice cold, you'll get those tasting notes when you're sipping on it. It's very easy to drink.
Nice. And is this it? Is it just the rupee, or do you guys have plans to go further and develop some other beers? Or
Yeah, totally. So I mean, Sumit and I joke sometimes. We feel like we entered like the most regulated industry in the United States. So there's a lot of complexities to the beer space. Right now, we're focused on making a sole lager, and we have some plans that we're working on to have other products as different SKUs to come on. But yeah, I think the main goal for us is we want to be in every Indian restaurant across the United States. So we're slowly expanding. We'll be in Massachusetts this week, New York, New Jersey, and a few other cool states across the country.
That's so cool. So when did the project start? Like, how long has this been going on?
It's been almost a year and a half.
About like 2020, like when kind of like the start of the pandemic. That's like when we had both come back to like two main. The original idea we've had for like a while though.
Yeah. And so when did Rupee get into the market? Like, when did you start selling it?
October of last year, right?
Yeah, it's been like a few months. October of last
2021.
year.
Yeah.
And we sell out pretty frequently. So we just got 2 cases in, but you guys, anybody should come in and give it a try. We have some in the cooler, keeping cold, and we also have it on the shelf. So
we're grateful for all the support. Maine is such a great place to do this project, so we're literally super grateful.
So next
well,
up,
we're very happy to help.
Amazing.
So next up, we're gonna get into the spices kind of bit of this whole entire thing here. So we got like an array of powdered spices that we're gonna add into this. This is where kind of like all that flavor is gonna start to develop.
And you'll see some chefs might also temper these at the beginning of a recipe. We're actually choosing to do it a little bit later. That's just a preference and a family technique that we use. So as mentioned before, every family does it a little bit differently. Every restaurant chef will have their own technique as well.
So here I'm starting off, we got some coriander powder from coriander seeds, which is where like cilantro comes from. Have it there. Next up, I got some cumin powder. This is the powder form of the cumin seeds we added earlier. Got
So
some-
will
oh,
the
yeah.
cumin seeds that you put in first, are those going to soften up? Are they going to be a little crunchy?
Those tend to soften up as we like cook it because we'll still have a little bit like further cooking. But yeah, they do soften up a little
Okay.
bit. Yep.
You'll also see the aroma come through as well. It's a very earthy taste and texture, so you'll see that come through as well.
So I just added in here the yellow one. This is a turmeric.
You guys would probably be familiar with turmeric as well. It's super trendy. It's all over the place these
Yeah.
days. Indians have been using it for thousands of years, so lots of cool health benefits to that as well.
It also helps with getting a nice color, like a golden color to the dish. Next up, we got some like cayenne powder here, just for some flavor, like some spice. Obviously, you can adjust this if you're not really into spice as much. You can add like a little bit less or however much you like.
So what would this dish be on the menu with that much cayenne powder in it?
So we also have some chilies we're gonna add later. I would say
Like over the medium side,
medium
like
plus
closer to hot.
closer to hot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
going to say it looked like a lot of
There
cayenne
is. So
for-
definitely,
for my taste
whatever you're
buds,
comfortable
but-
with, make sure you make those adjustments in the recipe.
Yeah.
We're obviously Indian. We've been eating this food our whole lives, so it's for us it's a little bit different, but definitely adjust.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we got the green chili here.
It's gonna spice it up. Thank
And
you.
then the last thing here we got is a Garam Masala, which we actually toast and grind at the restaurant ourselves. It's just a mix of various different types of like whole spices. Every family, every restaurant has their own unique recipe. At the restaurant, we generally tend to make it with like cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, bay leaves, and cumin seeds and coriander seeds.
And there are different, so we sell the Griffin Ridge Garam Masala, Chop Masala, and Tandoor Masala. And so those would all be regional, but still specific to the family or to the village.
For
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now that we got this developed, like this spice mix here, just let it cook for a little bit, get those raw spices cooked for a little bit, and then you can actually go ahead and throw in your chickpeas.
And that's a 16-ounce can,
16-ounce can.
rinsed and drained. drained and
Exactly.
rinsed.
And
Exactly.
Then, the potatoes just cut into roughly like 1-inch cubes, basically.
Those are all so perfect. You can tell you've worked in a restaurant.
Our dad was supervising yesterday, asking all sorts of
Sure he
questions.
was.
Did you guys do this? Did you guys do that? So we definitely had some helping hands that were looking over us today.
The color's beautiful.
Totally. I think Indian food is such a colorful cuisine. It definitely
Yeah.
comes out in our cooking style for sure.
So now those are mixed in properly. We're going to go ahead and add the water. It's roughly 2 cups of water.
And that's some swag that you guys are developing?
We have some
Rupee
swag. Yeah, keep an eye out on our socials. We have a bunch of stuff coming through soon. Our Rupee beer pint glasses.
And then at this point, you can also add in some cilantro. Later on, we'll also add some more cilantro for garnish.
So if you want to chop some extra, keep some on hand for garnish. Indian food is always great with cilantro and a little extra chopped fine onion. We're very much, we love our cilantro in Indian cuisine.
And for anybody that doesn't love cilantro,
True.
I'm very sorry for you, but you can use parsley.
You
I'm
can
sure
use
just
parsley.
for the-
You can leave it out as well.
Yeah.
It won't taste like soap. We don't want it to taste like soap for you guys.
So yeah, at this point, like basically the dish is done. Now it's just a matter of cooking it off for a little bit, thickening up the sauce. Generally like around 10 to 15 minutes at
Yeah.
this
Perfect.
point. Around the medium low to medium high, medium heat. And it's
Nice.
up to you. If some people, they prefer maybe like a thicker sauce to eat with the bread
Yeah.
versus having like a thinner sauce if you want to serve it over rice. So it's your preference. If you want, you can do 10 for a little thinner consistency, then 15 for a little
Awesome.
bit thicker.
Can you quickly talk about the rice,
Totally.
with the veggies, and the naan
Yeah.
and the sauce?
So traditionally, as Indian food is really paired well with a lot of accompaniments. So today we have some basmati rice. Every family in India is also really different. They always say there's 2 types of people in India: bread families and rice families. So we definitely come from the bread side. For us, growing up, bread is super important. So whether it's roti or whether it's naan, always in the house. So we love our bread. However, it goes equally well with basmati rice, which is bringing fresh from the restaurant that we boiled there with various spices. We also have some tandoori naan, garlic naan, that our bread chef at the Bombay Mahal made in our tandoor. And my favorite growing up, I'm Punjabi and I love yogurt. So this is, yogurt's a huge part of our culture as well. This is called raita. It's essentially a yogurt dip. What tzatziki is to Mediterranean cuisine, this is like our tzatziki. It's chopped with various vegetables, cucumbers, tomatoes, with some spices, cilantro, garnished with a little bit of garam masala on top. Adds a really great flavor. And yogurt in India we love also because we eat spicy food, and yogurt calms down the palate as we eat the spicy food. So you'll notice Indians love yogurt. But yeah, we brought this to really enjoy with this. We're gonna let this boil a little bit. So you can definitely see it's getting to that consistency as well. So keep an eye on what that looks like. But that's what it should look like in regards to flavor, and as it boils more, it's just going to get to that really great texture as well.
Also the color, it's usually like a golden, like reddish, brownish color. In India, some people also, you'll see there's like a darker color. That's like something unique. Some people do. They actually take tea bags and they put them in the sauce to create that darker color. If that's like preference.
As mentioned, we wanted this to be super easy for you guys, so that's why we took out a lot of those steps and really tried to simplify a 20-minute curry for curry in a hurry on a Thirsty Thursday.
I like curry in a hurry. So I also wanted to mention that maybe last summer at some point anyway, if you search on Facebook or YouTube or on our website for our butter chicken demo, and we actually did naan. We don't, tandoor is the oven, right?
Tandoor's the oven.
We don't have a tandoor, but we showed you how to make it in a cast iron pan. So if you want to make some naan, you can look that up, and the videos are all linked to recipes. So check that out. When you put the peas and carrots and stuff, do you boil that right with the rice, or you add it in later?
Some people will boil with the rice. We put them in at the end as a garnish, but we have cumin seeds in there, cinnamon sticks, anise seeds, cloves. Am I forgetting anything, Sumit?
Yeah, usually like bay leaves, cinnamon,
bay
cloves,
leaves,
black cardamom. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yummy. We
smell it in here. Yeah, it's
you
want to try some, Sumit?
Yeah, if you want to try a taste some. Also, then obviously the salt is up to your preference. You can do salt to taste.
Yeah.
Salt and spice to taste.
Totally. I mean, I've been eating Indian food all week since I've been home, so I'm like, let's try this out. Ooh, I'm liking it. Yeah, you can feel that spice as well. So you'll definitely get that kick as you go in for that bite. It's definitely coming along. So maybe a couple more minutes.
Yep.
And from there, I think we should be good to go, and we can definitely get some samples and try and enjoy. We also have some extra onions, as mentioned. One thing we love to do is the garnish, right? I think that can really transform the dish. Once this does come to a boil, when we do serve, throw some cilantro on top, throw some freshly cut onions on top. Garnish with also a little bit of extra Garam Masala. That's just flavor enhancers. Just brings out the flavor in the Chana Masala and just adds a whole new element of flavor and texture.
And it looks pretty.
Exactly.
And also another great thing about Indian food is like with time, like if you have leftovers, like the next day it actually even tastes better because all those spices have just been sitting in there for even longer and marinating. So you'll get like a much like bolder flavor the next day. It's great.
Sweet.
Sumit may be younger, but he's definitely way better at cooking than I am. So he definitely spends a lot more time in the kitchen these days for sure. So we try some, Sumit?
Yeah, we can start plating.
Let's do it.
So while they're plating that up, I just want to remind everybody, be bath, buy bath. Make sure some people, including here, we forget to offer you the card. So make sure you think about that. When you're shopping, we're more than happy to give you stickers, give you new cards. 4 different shops in downtown Bath. Next week is cream horns, and Diane and I are going to be making those, and those are really fun, really easy to make. So make sure you watch that. And the week after that, Mike's going to be here making a cheesecake in the multi-cooker on Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 25th, 26th, and 27th of February is Bath's Winterfest, a brand new celebration that we're starting this year. And we're going to have the multi-cookers on sale on that Saturday, $99.99 for the 6-quart. The 4-quart and the 8-quart will be the regular price, but the 6-quart is a great size for most people. And there will be a gift with purchase, which will be, not sure exactly what it is, but a silicone setup so you can make cheesecakes like Mike's going to make. And then for upcoming, check our website. We've got fun stuff coming up in March as well. I'm going to be actually doing a live demo from Spain on the 10th.
Ooh.
It is going to be, I think it's going to be an hour earlier because of the time change. We'll be cooking at 10 o'clock at night, and I think it's going to be 4 o'clock here, but we'll double check that and make sure everybody knows what time that's going to happen. Oh my God, that looks so good.
That's a little sample for you right there.
Looks so yummy.
As mentioned, the chopped onions, the salt, the coriander, the spices on top, just adds a little bit of extra oomph for the flavor enhancement.
That looks amazing. We're going to have you guys come back and make something else with us because we all love Indian food here. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Sumit and Van from sort of from Bombay Mahal, but
And Rupee
definitely
beer.
from Rupee beer.
Check us out. We actually just won Best Indian Beer in the World. We're really excited about that. So we're grateful. That was really
that's a biggie.
that was a huge one. Yeah. So it kind of put us on the map in terms of getting some notoriety in the beer space. So yeah, as mentioned, we're grateful. Alan Pugsy, huge connection with Maine. And yeah, check us out. If you're having a curry, having Thai food, if you're doing takeout, a great accompaniment.
So anything with kind of spicy food.
Anything spicy. Also equally fantastic beverage, just drink on your own.
Yeah. Or just while you're doing a demo.
Totally.
Perfect. Thanks everybody for joining us, and
Take
we'll see
care.
you again next week. Bye.